Welcome to the Love Government. I'm Dennis Leary. We're doing a series of videos called Sex Cards. We are now on the 39th card out of 52 cards. 39th card appears in the suit of light. First we had red, orange, yellow, and now we're at the fourth card up, and that is called green. It's called the Four of Light in the Love Government game. Green. In the green card, we have two cards here, laid side by side or back to back here. This is the love card system of Tarot. On the positive side, it's clean green. Clean green. On the negative side, the back side, it's mean green. And the cards correspond to those ideas. On the positive side, we have the Nine of Pentacles. That's a woman in her garden. That's the lover. All of this is about the lover, by the way. Different aspects of the lover, because love is all there is, and it's personal. That's why we say lover. The lover then is in the Garden of Eden with 9 pentacles, which are clitoral signs. The 5 extensions star is a clitoral shape. There are 2 trees in the background, and there's a hooded falcon or hawk on her hand. What does that mean? Well, it can mean whatever you want it to mean, but I'm going to give you my interpretation and the Love Government interpretation of this. And you can make up your own interpretation, or take some of this, or none of it, or all of it. It's about the lover, and she's in the garden. She's not in a desert. She's not in a city, high-rise somewhere. She's not sitting at a bar. She's not at a sporting event. She's not at a musical concert. She's in the garden, a garden setting, which can be like the garden of life. It doesn't have to be a garden where things are rolled up, you're growing plants. It can be the Garden of Eden, which is just a natural setting. We happen to be filming in a garden, so it's a natural setting. That is our natural setting. That is the way we were at our origination of our species in the Garden of Eden, as we say. Eden in Greek means pleasure. So we're in the garden of pleasure, symbolized by these pentacles, 5 extensioned, round, womanly shapes with a clitoris inside. It's a clitoral system. The garden itself is a sexual sign. The lover then is holding up a hawk, blindfolded, with a head, with a hood over it. What does that mean? Well, it means the hawk is not being able to see with its eyes. So if the hawk is us, we're not seeing with our physical eyes. We're seeing in some other way. We're seeing with our whole body, in other words. We can see with our whole body. We can feel with our whole body. We can hear with our whole body. How is that? Well, blind people do it. They compensate for not having one sense. They can develop all their other senses. So we develop our love sense. And then this is a bird. A bird flies. A bird flies with wings like this. Wings. Wings are a vulva sign, the wings of the vulva. The bird flies up to the heights, which is like the stars. If you can imagine, make it up. The bird, a certain type of bird, the bird of consciousness or of love, can fly up to the farthest stars in your mind, in your imagination. A bird then is a symbol of freedom, and it all comes under the notion of green, which is about growth. green grow. We're growing. We're vibrant with energy. We're green in our natural state, our natural environment. We were meant to live in a garden, natural setting, not artificial. So what do? Now we have, for many, many complex reasons, we're ending up living in an artificial situation, an artificial civilization, which in its essence is patriarchal, ruled by the masculine power principle. That's 99%. It's also called anti-love. The love government appears on the scene in order to give a different take on things, provide a different kind of energy, give us a choice. And in that process, we will not only help ourselves, save ourselves, first as individuals, but then the world can be saved by a process of love. But it has to be genuine love based on very, very solid ground. And we'll get into the solid ground of that. Is contained in the 5 principles, 5-fingered manual. We'll spell out the application of it. On the negative side, we have a mean green situation. It's called the green-eyed monster of jealousy. In Shakespeare, called it meanness. That's portrayed by this card. The backside of this is this, and there we have a man holding a sword, which is a Roman type of sword of torture, control, power, and crucifixion. The story of Jesus is Jesus was crucified on the cross, a Roman cross, because he dared to question the system of his time. He's talked about love. And he told the Romans, and he told the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the Jewish leaders, you're not loving, you're lying, you're cheating, you're adulterating yourself. You're like whitewashed sepulchres, dead, rotten bones inside with a whitewashed exterior. He told them that. That's called speaking truth to power. Well, you can imagine what they thought about him. So they did away with him. They crucified him with this type of a cross. Now that's a mean green system. It's the system of jealousy. And the jealousy has a long, ignominious history to it. And it's history, not her story. Jealousy first showed up with jealous patriarchal men. Jealous of what? Jealous of women. Because women in that time had the power. It was a natural, not a power over system like patriarchy. It was a natural shared system of power represented by this pyramid here, this triangular pyramid, which is resting 4,000 feet deep into the earth, and it has a very level surface at the top, almost perfectly level. In other words, people are more or less equal. They don't have to be worrying about some kind of a robber or a thief or an army coming down and killing them. They were very relaxed in the love culture. But we've turned it into, from this we've gone to a spade up here, a power spade glamorized with a sentimental heart. That is all due to jealousy. The women could bleed and not die. The women had far greater sexual capacity. They could have sex for hours on end, having ecstatic states. They have 5 or 6 times more nerve endings in sexuality of man. They have 2 separate sexual systems. They have multiphasic minds because they have to do so many things all at once. All of this made patriarchal, insecure men jealous. The green-eyed monster of jealousy arose in that love culture. And so then men turned to power. How did they get the power? They started killing. Instead of being lovers, they became killers. Where did they get the killing? They started killing the animals, the little animals, helpless animals. A natural woman would not do that because she's giving birth to babies and she has a feeling for other red-blooded creatures. She's not going to kill. Even today, women are reluctant to kill. Men are more easily led into killing. So they kill them, then bigger and bigger animals, and eventually they start killing other men, and then they start killing the women, and then it turns out to be one big killing system, which it is 99% today. It's a killing system. It's not a loving system. If you dig down beneath the lies, big lie, for example, 9/11. It's a big lie told by all the leaders of all the professions, of all the businesses, and all have to lie about that, even though they may know better. It was a total inside job, blamed on terrorists with cell phones in a cave somewhere. Impossible. Impossible. And yet the big lie is told over and over and over, and nobody who's going to get ahead in this system or even survive in this system or keep their job in this system is going to be able to come out and say 9/11 is an inside job. They won't do it because they're afraid to do it. And they're just totally lied. That's called the mean green system. And under that system, people suffer and die millions at a time. All covered up with lies. All because of jealousy. Insecure men, for the most part. And then, once they start down on that slippery slope to killing, there's no end to it. It's going to end up in turning this world into one big prison camp or concentration camp, if we even survive, if we don't blow ourselves up first. That's why the love government appears on the scene to offer an alternative. We're not doing that. We're not going to even be revolutionaries in that sense. We're not going to challenge the big bully on the block. Why do it? You're outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1. You don't want to play that game. You just simply don't play that game. We're playing a different game. It's a revolution, all right, but it's a revolution of light. It's a revolution of love. And that's gentle. That's truthful. That's fearless. But it's not warlike. Otherwise, if you go up, try to set off bombs yourself, you're doing what the patriarch killers are doing. You don't want to play that game. We're not playing that game. This is a government, all right, but it's an entirely different kind of government. There are no offices, no money's involved, no offices sought, no powers, no police force, no armies, none of that, none of that. It's all in freedom and gentleness and love, see? But it's a governance system. It's a government, all right, but we're so brainwashed, brain-snatched, that we can't tell, left from right, up from down anymore. We can't. We pretend to, but we don't know, really. We're afloat, we're insecure, and we're jealous. We're jealous. It's the green-eyed monster of jealousy still causing all our problems. Basically, patriarchy as a system is jealous of the women who are natural lovers, and they don't want to be helpers and supporters. They want to kill them, basically. Kill it off. Anyway, I tell it over and over. Same story. It's the same old story, but until we get it and then apply the solution, we're going to be lost at sea, and our ship is going to go down. Like the Titanic, only much worse than the Titanic. Much worse. Thank you then for joining us, joining the few brave souls who are willing to speak truth to power and take the risks and tell the truth and make a difference. We sign off then with the high five, the sign of love. Love, love, and more love. Thank you.